Close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine the first second of tomorrow morning. The alarm has not yet rung. The world is still quiet. And somewhere between sleep and waking, a thought begins to form inside you. What is that thought? For many people, especially those of us who have lived long enough to carry real weight, that very first thought is not one of peace. It might be the dull ache in your knees reminding you they are there. It might be the long list of worries that waited patiently while you slept. It might be the hollow feeling of missing someone who is no longer here. Or perhaps it is simply a quiet question, barely whispered. What is the point of this day? If any of this sounds familiar, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not beyond help. My name is Mahinda Siri. I am a Buddhist monk, and for many decades, I have had the privilege of sitting with people at every stage of life. But it is the elders, those of you in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, who have taught me the most profound lessons about what it means to live and to let go. Today, I want to share with you 5 things, 5 simple, powerful truths that I believe every senior should say to themselves each and every morning. These are not affirmations invented by a self-help book. They are not empty words to paste on your mirror. They are rooted in the Dhamma, the timeless teachings of the Buddha, and they have the power, if received with a sincere heart, to change how you begin each day. Stay with me until the end, because the 5th one may be the most important of all. A few years ago, a woman named Margaret came to sit with me after a Dhamma talk. She was 73 years old. Her husband had passed 2 winters before. Her knees had been aching for years, and that morning she told me she had almost not come. "What is the point, Bante?" she asked me. "Every morning I wake up and everything hurts. Everything I had is mostly gone. What am I waking up for?" I looked at her for a long moment, and then I said, "Margaret, you woke up." She looked at me a little confused. "Many people who went to sleep last night did not wake up this morning," I said softly. "But you did. You are still here. And that alone is extraordinary." The Buddha taught the truth of anicca, impermanence. Every single thing in this life arises and passes away. The seasons, the flowers, the years, the people we love. Nothing is guaranteed to remain, including the breath in our bodies. This is not a dark teaching. It is, in truth, one of the most liberating things the Buddha ever said. Because when you truly understand that nothing is permanent, not even your own life, then each morning you open your eyes becomes something sacred. Think about the people you have known, the ones who are no longer here. Your parents, perhaps, old friends, a spouse, a sibling, maybe even a child. They would give anything for one more morning. And you have been given one. So the first thing you must say to yourself every single morning is this: I am still here. This is enough. Not, I am here, but my body hurts. Not, I am here, but I am lonely. Not, I am here, but I do not know what I am doing anymore. Just, I am still here. Full stop. Complete. Enough. Here is a simple practice I invite you to try tomorrow morning. Before you reach for your phone, before you check the news, before your mind races ahead to the day's worries, place your hand gently on your chest, right over your heart. Feel it. That steady, faithful beating. That heart has been with you every single moment of your entire life. Through every heartbreak and every joy. Through every winter and every spring. And it is still going. Breathe in slowly. And as you breathe out, say, even just in a whisper, I am still here. This is enough. Let those words be the first kindness you offer yourself today. As the Buddha said, each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. You have been given today. That is not nothing. That is everything. Let us be honest with one another. Getting older in this physical body is not always comfortable. The joints that were once effortless now announce themselves in the morning. The back that carried so much, children, burdens, decades of labor, now asks for more care. Sleep comes harder. Energy fades faster. And for many of you watching, there may be something more serious than that. Chronic illness, constant pain, a condition you manage every single day. I do not wish to minimize any of this. The body's suffering is real. But the Buddha also taught us something essential, something that took me many years of practice to truly understand. Dukkha, suffering, is a part of the body. It is not the whole of who you are. There is a difference between having pain and being pain. I once knew an elderly monk, a man of 82 years, who was living with a serious illness. His body was failing him, this much was clear. And yet, when you sat with him, there was a lightness about him that was almost impossible to explain. One day, a younger monk asked him, "How are you so peaceful when you are in so much pain?" The old monk smiled and said, "The body is the guest. I am the host. I care for my guest, but I do not become my guest. The body is the guest. You are the host." When pain knocks on the door of your awareness each morning, and for many of us it does, we have a choice. We can become the pain. We can let it fill the entire room of our mind until it is the only thing we are. Or we can observe it, the way you might watch a cloud moving slowly across a wide open sky. The cloud is real. You are not denying it is there, but the sky, that vast, silent, open awareness, is not the cloud. It holds the cloud without becoming it. You are the sky. So the second thing you must say to yourself each morning is, "My pain does not define me. I am not just this aching knee. I am not just this tired body. I am not just this diagnosis, this limitation, this loss of what I used to be able to do. I am something far larger than all of that." Here is a simple mindfulness practice for the moments when pain greets you in the morning. Take 3 slow, deliberate breaths. On the first breath, simply notice the pain. Do not push it away. Do not fight it. Just see it. On the second breath, remind yourself, "This is a sensation in my body. It is not the whole of who I am." On the third breath, breathe out gently and say, "I am more than this." This is not denial. This is not pretending. This is the ancient Buddhist practice of witnessing, of seeing clearly without getting lost in what we see. Your body has carried you through an entire lifetime. It deserves your compassion and your care. But you are not your body. You never were. We live in a world that is in love with youth. Open any magazine, turn on any advertisement. The message is everywhere, constant, relentless. Young is better. New is better. Fast is better. And for those of us who have crossed the threshold of 60, sometimes the world can make you feel like you are on the wrong side of something important, like you have somehow passed your peak, like the most valuable years are behind you. I want to speak directly to that feeling now. And I want to say clearly, that is not the Dhamma. That is not wisdom. That is confusion. In the tradition I come from, in the Theravada Buddhist monasteries of Sri Lanka and across Asia, the elders are not tolerated. They are not managed. They are not quietly moved to the side. They are revered. Not out of politeness, not out of obligation, but because the community understands something that modern culture has tragically forgotten. There is a kind of knowing that cannot be purchased, that cannot be downloaded, that cannot be taught in any classroom. It can only be lived. It is the wisdom of having loved deeply and lost what you loved. It is the wisdom of having failed and found your way back. It is the wisdom of having sat with uncertainty for long enough to stop fearing it. It is the understanding that comes from 1,000 ordinary mornings of simply continuing. The Pali word is panya, wisdom, and the Buddha placed it alongside compassion as the two wings of liberation. You have panya that a 20-year-old cannot have, that a 30-year-old cannot have, that cannot be faked or rushed or downloaded from any source. Every scar you carry is a lesson. Every loss you have survived is a teaching. Every moment you kept going when you did not know if you could, that is gold. So the third thing you must say to yourself every morning is, I have wisdom that only time can give. Not, I am old. Not, I am past my best years. Not, I have nothing left to offer. But I carry something rare, something earned, something the world still needs. Here is your practice for this one. Tomorrow morning, before the day begins, take just 1 minute. Close your eyes and let your mind travel back, not to a painful memory, but to a moment when you learned something true. A lesson that came only because you had lived long enough. Maybe it was learning that anger passes if you do not feed it. Maybe it was learning that forgiveness is more for you than for the other person. Maybe it was learning that most of the things you worried about never actually happened. Whatever it is, hold it for a moment and say to yourself, this wisdom is mine, I earned it, and I carry it forward today. You are not at the end of your story. You are at the most important chapter. In all my years of teaching, I have met a remarkable pattern among the elders who come to practice. They are so often deeply kind people. Kind to their grandchildren, kind to strangers, kind to stray animals on the street. Generous with their time, their wisdom, their attention. And yet, when I listen carefully, I hear something else underneath. A voice that is not so kind. A voice that says things like, I should have been a better parent. I wasted too many years. If only I had made different choices. I am a burden to the people I love. Do you recognize that voice? This is one of the great hidden sufferings of aging. We become our own harshest judge. We carry decades of regrets, and we turn the kindness we offer to everyone else away from ourselves. The Buddha taught something so simple it almost seems too simple, and yet it changes everything when you truly receive it. he said. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Not more than others, not at others' expense, as much as. The practice of metta bhavana, the cultivation of loving kindness, always begins with oneself. Not because we are more important than others, but because we cannot give from an empty vessel. A river does not apologize for flowing. It simply flows, and everything downstream is nourished. I remember a woman who came to a meditation retreat I was leading. She was 75 years old, and she had been meditating for many years. On the third day, we practiced metta, and I guided the group to begin by offering loving kindness to themselves. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. Simple words, ancient words. This woman, who had said these words to others countless times, broke down in tears. After the session, she came to speak with me. Bante, she said, I have never said those words to myself before. Not really, not like I meant them. 75 years old, and it was the first time she had truly wished herself well. So the fourth thing you must say to yourself every morning is, I choose kindness, starting with myself. Here is your morning metta practice. It takes less than 2 minutes. When you wake, place one hand gently over your heart. Feel its warmth and say these words, slowly, sincerely, as if you are speaking to someone you love very much. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. May I be happy. May I be well. Breathe between each one. Let each phrase land. Then, when you are ready, expand outward. Offer these same wishes to your family, to your neighbors, to those you find difficult, to all beings everywhere. But begin with yourself. You have spent a lifetime giving. This is not selfishness. This is how you stay full enough to keep giving. At your age, you have already given so much time, so much love, so much of yourself to others. You deserve to receive some of that now, even if the one offering it is you yourself. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. I want to ask you something gently. What are you still carrying? Not in your hands, not in your bags, in here. In the quiet chambers of your heart. Are you still carrying a conversation from 15 years ago that ended badly and the other person has long since moved on? Are you carrying regret about a road not taken, a decision made or not made decades back? Are you carrying fear of what comes next? Of illness, of dependency, of death? A fear so constant you have almost stopped noticing it is there. Are you carrying grief for someone you loved? Grief that has not yet found its resting place. We all carry things. This is human. This is life. But the Buddha taught us about upadana, clinging or attachment. He said that suffering arises not from experiencing painful things, but from grasping at them, from holding on to what is already gone or what has not yet come. Imagine a person walking a long road, and over the years they have picked up stones and placed them in a backpack. Each stone represents something they could not put down: a grudge, a fear, a regret, an old story about who they are and who they failed to be. At first, each stone seems small, but after 70 years of walking, 80 years, no wonder we are tired. The invitation of the Dhamma is not to throw the whole backpack away in one dramatic moment. That is rarely how it works. It is simply to reach in each morning and take out one stone, just one, set it down, and walk a little lighter today. So the fifth thing you must say to yourself every morning is, today I will let go of one thing. Not everything, not forever, not all the grief, all the fear, all the weight of a lifetime. Not today. Just one thing. Today. Here is your practice. When you wake tomorrow, before you rise, close your eyes for one moment. Ask yourself gently, what is one thing I am carrying that I do not need to carry today? It might be a resentment towards someone who hurt you long ago. It might be worry about something that has not happened yet and may never happen. It might be an old story you tell yourself about your worth, your failures, your limitations. Whatever comes to mind, hold it for a moment. And then breathe out slowly, long and soft. And as you breathe out, say these words in your heart. I release you. You are no longer mine to carry today. You are not pretending it does not matter. You are not forcing yourself to forget. You are simply choosing, just for today, not to let it drive. This is not weakness. This is perhaps the most courageous act available to us every morning. The Buddha is said to have taught, in the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is what allows new light to enter. So there they are, 5 things, 5 simple, ancient, powerful truths. Let me offer them back to you now, together, as a kind of morning prayer. I am still here. This is enough. My pain does not define me. I have wisdom that only time can give. I choose kindness, starting with myself. Today, I will let go of one thing. 5 sentences, perhaps 30 seconds to say them all. And yet, if received with sincerity, with an open heart, with the willingness to mean them, these 5 sentences have the power to shift an entire day. I encourage you, print them out, write them by hand if you prefer, place them beside your bed, or on your bathroom mirror, or on the door you walk through first thing in the morning. Let them be waiting for you when you wake. Let them be the first voice you hear, kinder than the voice of worry, quieter than the voice of pain, steadier than the voice of fear. You have lived a long time. You have loved people. You have lost people. You have made mistakes and learned from some of them. You have kept going on days when keeping going was harder than anyone knew. That is not an ordinary life. That is a beautiful life. A difficult, complicated, meaningful, beautiful life. And it is still going. You are still here. Honor that every single morning. I want to close, as I always do, with an ancient blessing from the Pali tradition, the language of the original Buddhist scriptures. Sabbe satta sukhita hontu. May all beings be happy. That means you, dear friend, you watching this today. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be free from suffering. May you be well. Until we sit together again, walk gently, breathe deeply, and know that you are not alone on this path. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.